Hey guys, it's Jack, and today I am finally doing my highly requested 2020 updated vinyl collection. I'm so excited to show you guys this video. I'm sorry it's taken me so long, but I think I'm finally ready. I have nothing else better to do, and I'm very excited to show you guys all the records that I have collected over the past few years. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and follow me on all my social medias. I'm very active on there. I am a Taylor Swift fan account, in case you didn't know that. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, make sure to follow those, check them out, talk to me. I love getting to know you guys. Quick disclaimer before we get into this video, I am a fan of mainly female pop artists, so if you have a problem with that, please click off this video. That's pretty much all I have to say. This video is gonna be quite long. I have about 50 something records, I think, so let's just get started. First up, we have Ariana Grande's Thank You Next. This is the only Ariana Grande record I have at the moment. This is the Target exclusive clear pressing, and this is actually my favorite clear pressing that I have. I'll show it to you guys very quickly. My favorite song on this album is Bloodline. But yeah, I love this clear pressing. I think sometimes I don't really like the cloudy clear pressings, but I think this one's just a crystal clear, and I think it turned out perfect. Next up, we have Billie Eilish. This is her album When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? This is the Urban Outfitters exclusive copper orange pressing, and my favorite song on this record is probably My Strange Addiction. Okay, the next artist in my collection is someone who I'm trying to collect all of her records for. It is Icelandic singer-songwriter Bjork. She's one of my favorite artists. I've recently gotten into her music for the past I think year. I've become a really big fan of hers, and I have all of her CDs. I just think she's insanely creative, and I love this album. This is my favorite by her. This is 2001's Vespertine. This album is incredible. It's just a standard black pressing, and my favorite song on here is Heirloom. Next up for Bjork, we have the Earth Intruders very, very limited multi-format collection. I picked this up at a record store in Boston over the summer. I'm not going to take it apart. It just has the song Earth Intruders and a bunch of remixes on it, and it has 2 records, a CD and a DVD, and it's a very, very cool collector's item. Next up, we have a Bjork single. This is the song The Gate. It is the only song on here, and it is a standard black pressing. And then finally for Bjork, we have her 2017 album Utopia. I love this album so much. This is again just the normal black pressing, and my favorite song on here is probably the title track Utopia, but I also like Sumi, Tabula Rasa, and a bunch of other Bjork songs. I love this album, and I love Bjork so much. I think she's very creative, and I look forward to getting more of her albums on vinyl very soon. Next up, we have Charli XCX. This is the mixtapes #1 Angel and Pop 2. So the #1 Angel vinyl is red. My favorite song on this mixtape is probably Drugs. And then for the Pop 2 record, that one is a clear vinyl. Today she just dropped her new song Claws, and it is incredible. I love Charli XCX so much. She's one of my favorite artists, and I cannot wait for her new album, How I'm Feeling Now. And I really want to get her album Charli on vinyl very soon. Next up is Christina Aguilera. This is her album Liberation. I got this at her concert, I think in 2018. This is the standard black pressing because this was the one that was available at her tour before the Target exclusive one, the red one, was available. This is just the normal black one, and this album is stunning. My favorite songs on here are probably, I don't know. I really like Maria, and I love Deserve. I'm so excited to show off this record today. This is Dua Lipa's excellent Future Nostalgia. This is my favorite album of the year so far. I'm so excited. This is the pink pressing, and I think that this pressing is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. If you have not checked out this album, I think you really need to give it a listen. It is such a great pop album. My favorite song on here is probably Levitating, and I mean, come on, look at this record. It is gorgeous. Next up, we have Badlands by Halsey, her debut album. This is sadly the only Halsey record that I have. I really want to get Manic, the Urban Outfitters Coke Bottle clear pressing. I think that pressing is so cool. And this is just the pink record. Right here, my favorite song on here is probably Roman Holiday. Next up is another Target exclusive. We have Harry Styles' Fine Line. I love this album so much, and I think this might be my favorite album pressing that I have in my entire collection. I cannot get over how stunning this record is. It's the black and white splatter. It is so cool, and it looks awesome on my turntable. My turntable is the Audio-Technica AT LP60, in case you were wondering. I think I'm gonna be upgrading to the LP60X soon, because my brother wants a turntable, so I'm gonna give him that one, just because I've had it for a few years now. But yeah, Fine Line, great album. My favorite song is probably She. Okay, I'm very excited to show this one off. This is the Best of Hannah Montana Urban Outfitters exclusive. This record is amazing. I grew up watching Hannah Montana, so I knew I had to get this the second I saw it. This is a purple pressing, and of course, every single song on this is iconic and amazing, and I love this record. Next up is Happiness Begins by the Jonas Brothers. I got this for my birthday from my friend Sanjana, And I like this record a lot. I haven't listened to it too much. My favorite song is probably Only Human, which was like my favorite song before it became a single. So just saying, this is a really cool translucent red pressing. Next up is one of my favorite albums ever. This is Golden Hour by Kacey Musgraves. This is the Target exclusive picture disc, and both sides just have this image on it. My favorite songs on here are like literally all of them. Slow Burn, Butterflies, Oh What a World, Wonder Woman, High Horse, Golden Hour. This album is so good, and if you have not checked it out yet, I totally recommend it. Now we're on to the first of my main 3 artists that are like my top 3 of all time. We have Katy Perry. This is One of the Boys. I got this from my cousin Eva. Finally, she helped me finish my Katy Perry record collection. I was so excited about it. This one is a 2 LP. The first one is just a red record. I think that this record is absolutely stunning on vinyl. And then the second disc, which is a bunch of remixes for some of the songs, is a yellow, or it's a yellow pressing. So yeah. Next up, of course, is the iconic Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. I can't believe this album turns 10 this year. That's insane. I love this album so much. My favorite songs on here are probably Peacock and Circle the Drain. And this is a white pressing. And so here's what it looks like. Although mine kind of has like a little bit of like black on it. Like, I don't know if you guys like, if you have this record, tell me down below if yours has any like black on it. I don't know if that's like a problem with mine or not. Next up for Katy Perry, we have the Part of Me, whatever this remix is, I don't feel like pronouncing it. And this one was only like $5. I think this was a Record Store Day exclusive, like originally, and it is pressed on pink vinyl. And now we have Katy Perry's 2013 album, Prism. I love this album so much. This is actually the second vinyl record I ever got. This is just the standard black version. And my favorite song on here is probably International Smile. And then finally for Katy Perry, we have Witness. This is again just a standard black pressing, and my favorite songs on here are Miss You More. I was thinking about Kelsey Ballerini for a second. It's Miss You More. I like Bon Appetit a lot, even though a lot of people don't like that song. And then Roulette, Hey Hey Hey, of course. This next record is the only signed record I have in my collection. It is Kelsey Ballerini's album, Kelsey. There's the signature right there. I got this on her web store, and this pressing is like absolutely gorgeous. I really hope that the camera does it justice. This is like a pink iridescent record, and so like if you tilt it in certain light, like it changes color. It kind of looks like clear, but like if you kind of like, I don't know if you can see that, but it's so pretty in person. Like I literally can't. I love this record so much. My favorite songs on here are probably The Way I Used to and Bragger, but this entire album is great and I totally recommend it. Next up is Rainbow by Kesha. This is the standard black pressing, and my favorite song on here is probably Learn to Let Go, but I also love Woman, and I was listening to this the other day and there's so many great songs on here. I really hope that she presses her new album High Road on vinyl because I love that record so much. Next up is a picture disc. This is Carrie Pamu Pamu. She's a J-pop artist. This is her album Pika Pika Fantagine. There's not really much to say about this album, but I had to get it because this picture disc is awesome. Okay, now on to the second out of my top 3 artists of all time, Lady Gaga. The only studio album I'm missing right now is The Fame. I'm hopefully going to be ordering the Glacier Blue vinyl very soon. I want it so badly. And then I have Chromatica, her new album. I have the picture disc pre-ordered already, so I will be getting that whenever it comes out. The Fame Monster, incredible record. My favorite song on here is probably So Happy I Could Die or Telephone. Next up is Born This Way. I love this album. I was listening to this yesterday. It's so good. This is again just a black pressing, and my favorite song on here is probably Judas, Shiza, Bloody Mary, Black Jesus, Amen Fashion. So many great songs. Next up, we have like one of my absolute favorite albums of all time, like literally my top like 2 or 3 favorite albums ever. Art Pop by Lady Gaga. My favorite song on here is Mary Jane Holland. I love this album to death. I really want this to be like pressed on like a colored record. I think that'd be so cool. I literally could go on forever about how much I love this album. My favorite songs on here are Mary Jane Holland, Swine, Manicure, GUI, Sex Dreams. I love this album. Next up for Gaga, we have Joanne. This is again just the standard black pressing. My favorite songs on here are John Wayne and Dancing in Circles, and if you have not given this album a chance yet, I definitely recommend that you should. Alright, moving right along, we have the A Star Is Born soundtrack. I love this movie so much. It is my favorite movie of all time. It is so good. If you have not seen it yet, you definitely should. This is just the standard black one. I did not know that the silver one was available at the time, so I got the black one, but it's still really awesome. This has all the photo cards in it too that are so awesome. My favorite songs on here are Heal Me, Look What I Found. There's so many good ones on here. Before I Cry, Hair, Body, Face. So good. All right, next up is another one of my favorite artists. We have Lizzo. This is her excellent debut album, Cause I Love You. I saw her on tour last year and she was incredible. I got this when it was an Urban Outfitters exclusive. I think you can buy it other places now, but it is the clear record. I love this album so much. Next up, we have another one of my favorite albums of all time. This is also one of my favorite pressings of all time, up there with the Harry Styles one. This is Lord's Melodrama. This is the special edition blue record. First of all, I love this picture so much. I think I've said that before on this channel. But this record is so stunning in person. The camera definitely does not do it justice. It is so cool. This like kind of like opaque, or not like opaque, this like kind of like transparent dark blue is so pretty. Next up is another blue record. This is Mariah Carey's Caution. This is pressed on an opaque blue vinyl. This is a Barnes & Noble exclusive, another gatefold, but this is a single LP. I love this album too. I was listening to it last night. It is so good. My favorite song on here is probably Stay Long Love You or Caution. Next up is another one of my favorite artists, Melanie Martinez. This is her debut album, Crybaby. This is the standard black pressing, and my favorite song on here is probably, I love Pity Party, but Alphabet Boy is like one of my all-time favorite Melanie Martinez songs. I went to her concert last year and I'm seeing her again, hopefully this summer, if it doesn't get canceled. So good, so talented, I love her so much. Again, for Melanie, we have Crybaby's Extra Clutter EP. This is just the deluxe songs from Crybaby and Gingerbread Man. And I love these songs so much, and I totally recommend this if you're a Melanie fan, because just like having these songs on vinyl is amazing. Finally, for Melanie Martinez, we have K through 12, which is such a great album. I got this one at her concert. This is actually like a pop-up one, which is really cool. I don't have anything like this. My favorite songs on here are probably Strawberry Shortcake and Orange Juice is a great one. I love Teacher's Pet. I've been listening to a lot recently. Oh, that's the booklet. Where's the record? This is just the standard pink pressing of the album, and I love this record so much. Next up, we have Panic at the Disco. This is Pray for the Wicked. Again, just a standard black pressing. My favorite song on here is One of the Drunks. I love this album, and I want to get more Panic at the Disco albums on vinyl very soon. All right, next up, another one of my favorite artists. We have Poppy. This is her debut album, Poppy.Computer, and I did not realize that this is actually like getting rare, like, and hard to find. I got this back when it first came out. I love this album. My favorite song on here is probably Fuzzy, and this is just the standard white pressing for this album. Sadly, I don't have my favorite Poppy record, Am I a Girl, yet. I ordered that one like last week. I found it for a really good price from Best Buy, and it will be here like in early June, so I'll let you guys know when I get that one. But I have Poppy's latest album, I Disagree. This is a limited run of 300 Zia Records exclusive. This album is so good. I went to her tour and I actually got VIP and I got to meet her, kind of. She was like in a coffin and we got to talk to her. It was very cool. I regret nothing. It was a great experience. Her concert was so awesome. My favorite song on here is probably, like, I love Blood Money. I love Sit Stay, Anything Like Me, Fill the Crown. I love this album. If you're like a metal fan, I recommend it. This is the most metal thing in my collection. This is a clear record with a black like spot in it. It's so cool. Next up is Prince and the Revolution. This is Purple Rain. I got this a few years ago to garage sale. I don't listen to it that much, but I do love the song Purple Rain, which is why I picked it up in the first place, and this is just a normal black pressing. All right, now we have Selena Gomez's Rare. This is the Target exclusive alternate cover and red vinyl. I love this album a lot. A lot of people didn't like it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My favorite song is probably Crowded Room at the moment, but it keeps switching off. I love a lot of the songs on this album, and I totally recommend it. I know I say that a lot, but like obviously this is my music taste, so I obviously recommend it. Next up is This Is Acting by Sia. This is on one of the records is black and the other one's white, so I'll show you the white record. I was listening to this the other day. I got this record from my friend Carson for my birthday a few years ago. My favorite song on here is, I love the song Broken Glass. I love a lot of the songs on this album. I think Sia is so talented and I cannot wait for her next album. Finally, for my album records, like not singles, we have the artist that I think a lot of you were waiting for. We have Taylor Swift. Of course, my first Taylor Swift album is obviously her debut album, Taylor Swift. I got all of her albums on vinyl like the year before they started doing the record store day releases, so I don't have the record store day releases for most of these, which sucks, but obviously having the albums on vinyl is amazing nonetheless. My favorite song on here is Mary's Song. It's really hard for me to choose a favorite song from each of these, but like obviously I recommend every single one of Taylor's albums, and I think this album is criminally underrated. It is so, so great. I also have a perfectly good heart. Next up is Fearless Platinum Edition. Again, just a normal black pressing. My favorite songs on here are Jump Then Fall, The Way I Loved You, Come In With the Rain, The Other Side of the Door, Hey Steven, You're Not Sorry. Again, great album. Next up is one of my favorite Taylor albums, and I actually have 2 copies of this one. It's Speak Now. I have the normal black pressing, and then I did find the Record Store Day Black Friday exclusive at a record store in Boston this summer. I was so excited. This is copy number 661 out of 7,000. This is the exclusive smoke colored vinyl. And my favorite songs on here are The Story of Us and Dear John. Okay, next up we have Red by Taylor Swift. My favorite songs on here are State of Grace and Holy Ground, but I've also been loving The Last Time recently. This is another incredible album. This is a masterpiece, so like incredibly written, produced. Like I love this album so much. All right, now we have 1989 by Taylor Swift. This is the first vinyl record I actually ever got. So I got a lot of memories attached to this one. This is, again, normal black pressing. My favorite songs on here are I Know Places and All You Had to Do Was Stay. All right, now we have my favorite album of all time at the moment. That changes all the time, but right now this is my favorite album of all time. The wonderful Reputation by Taylor Swift. I can't even begin to explain how much I love this album. My favorite songs are Don't Blame Me, So It Goes, Endgame's another one of my favorites. I Did Something Bad. Like, this album is just such an incredible record. This one is actually a pictureless record, so we have side A and side B, and then we also have side C and side D. This picture disc is actually like my best quality picture disc that I have. I know some people had problems with theirs, but mine sound absolutely phenomenal. All right, and the last 33 1/3 RPM record that I have, the last Taylor Swift record I have, is Lover, of course, her incredible newest album. My favorite song on here is probably Cruel Summer. I Think He Knows, Miss Americana, and The Heartbreak Prince, Afterglow. Again, another phenomenal record by Taylor. Sadly, this is the only album in my entire collection that I've noticed that has a skip in it. It skips right at the end of Cruel Summer, which sucks. This is the Target exclusive pressing, but other than that, this record sounds phenomenal on vinyl. So like that sucks, but like it's okay. And like I'm gonna try like deep cleaning it because I have like a record cleaning kit, so I'm gonna see if I can like maybe try to like see if I can fix that. But I guess we'll see. It's a pink record, and then the second LP is a translucent blue. I think this is a stunning color. I love it so much. All right, and the last records I have are all 45 singles. So we have Ariana Grande's Thank You Next and Imagine. All of these are just normal like black ones, but I'll show you like the labels. It just says side 1 Thank You Next and Imagine. And then I have a couple vintage ones that I got from my grandma's house when she was moving. This is Girls Just Wanna Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. We have You're the One That I Want from the Grease soundtrack, which this is such a fun record to listen to. And then finally, this is the only thing that I got from the Taylor Swift single collection, like the only records that I got. It's the one of her and Brendan on the front of it. And again, just a normal black record, and that's what the label looks like. Okay, I really hope you guys enjoyed my vinyl collection. Comment down below your favorite records that you've seen here, or if you have any records of your own, comment them down below. I would love to read your comments. Again, follow me on my social medias. I'm super active on there if you guys want to get to know me. I want to get to know you guys too. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the love and support. You guys are the best, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!